Hi Year 10s, Miss Brooks here. This is a quick screencast walking you through what the assessment task will look like on Monday. So you will get a 3-page sheet just like this. It will just state the names of the text and the author and the director up here in case you've forgotten them. Make sure you spell them correctly. You will get 10 minutes reading time and planning time, and you will get 90 minutes writing time, and that means when you're writing your actual essay. Pop your name on the front. You'll need to have with you a black and blue pens, or blue pens, highlighters if you like. You can bring in a single-sided handwritten page of notes, and I'll make a screencast about that shortly. Your dictionary and a drink bottle. Write your name on this sheet and on each piece of paper that you write. Then you need to have a read of the topics below, and you're going to decide which one you want to write, and then you're going to have a bit of space here to spend your 10 minutes of planning time. So what this task requires of you is to write a comparative analysis, and that's an essay comparing these two, and you want to consider the ways that they present the ideas or issues. So the idea that's being compared in topic 1 is about emotions, really. So we've got this first quote, my hate empowers me, and the second one is give me truth. This is from Lung, and she's talking about how it gives her strength, and give me truth, and that's from Christopher McCandless, talking about what he's in search of when he goes out into the wild. And the task asks you, or the topic for this one is compare the extent to which both Lung and McCandless are driven by their emotions. So one kind of easy way to unpack that topic would be to think about the different emotions that drive the characters, and you would be looking for kind of 3 to 4 key ones to frame your paragraphs around. Decide on your emotions, pick your evidence, and think about how you can link them back to emotions driving the character. And it can be positive, as in helpful, or it can be negative, as in it makes them, for example, anger might make Chris reckless or unreasonable, which makes, puts him in danger and ends in him dying. In contrast, Lung's hate empowers her, or her anger empowers her and makes her stronger and means that she can survive. So you can compare them in that way. You should have read the 2 topics before you obviously decide on which one you're going to write on, but here's the second one, and I'll just go through a quick unpacking of that. Compare how the rejection of materialism is explored in First They Killed My Father and Into the Wild. Now, this is a really key word here, explored, in this essay, because we could look at the different mediums then, and we really want to look at how does McCandless, where we learn about him through Sean Penn, the director, the choices that he makes, and we learn about the character of Lung Un, the author, through her authorial choices and the way that she writes about her life. So I would spend a bit of time in this essay unpacking the differences in terms of the medium and the way in which Lung has to rely on kind of vivid image and language to help her paint a picture and convey how she feels, whereas Sean Penn has non-diegetic sound. He has the music layer, he has close-ups, he has long shots, he can have really bright lighting or really dark lighting. He can have music and camera angles, like a 360 shot where Christopher's kind of spread-eagled, like as if he's Jesus being reborn out in the wild. So what you could do, and we've already unpacked this, so I don't want to spend a lot of time on it, but is you can look at the different ways that rejection occurs. One is by choice, Into the Wild. Chris chooses to reject materialism and leave. First They Killed My Father. Rejection of materialism is forced upon her. They burn her red dress. They make her leave her family home. They make them abandon their clothes and give up money, etc. You could then compare how this rejection is portrayed, and that is Penn makes it look like this noble act. Chris reads all these great authors. You've got the voiceover of him quoting different people, and Corinne talking about his kind of beautiful adventure. Whereas in contrast, in First They Killed My Father, Lung's is very realistic. She really shows the harshness of life under the Khmer Rouge when materialism is rejected, and she shows how difficult life is in that situation, whereas Chris's is quite this beautiful, euphoric, woohoo, I'm in the wild kind of thing. And because of that, then your third paragraph might be about the idea that we as the audience might think that he's quite selfish because of the pain that he causes to the people he leaves behind and the refusal to even tell them what he's doing. In contrast, the choices Lung makes are necessary. She has to leave her mother because if we stay together, we will die together. You know, these kinds of things, she has choices to make, but they are necessitated by the fact that if she doesn't make that choice, she will die. Whereas Chris, there's no threat to his immediate life. There's this kind of threat to his personal soul, as if you like. He's really worried about his mental health. And I think he also worries big picture. He feels guilt about the world in general. Like when you look at the fact that he studied apartheid in South Africa and the food crisis, he has a sense of guilt about the larger world and the way in which humanity treats each other. Whereas Lung's is kind of centered around her own family and the immediate struggle of just surviving every day right there and then. Okay, so that's what it's going to look like. You'll have, 10 minutes to read it, underline the keywords, decide which prompt you're definitely going to write on, and start jotting down 3-paragraph ideas, what evidence you could use underneath them. Briefly, dot point, what are you going to say about it? What's your key word from your quote? If you put the quote, "My hate empowers me," as an evidence, well, how would you explain that? Who is she mad at? Why is she mad? How does it empower her? Etc. If you said, "Give me truth," well, what does Christopher mean by truth? Where can he find the truth? What happened to make him think that this is what he needs to do? He has been betrayed, so he now feels a deep need to find the truth, and that is all he wants from life. He doesn't want anything else but truth. So make sure if there's quotes, you incorporate them. All right, my next screencast will be about the notes page, so I'll leave this one to you for now. Good luck for Monday.